The noise arrived before the pain. A sharp, hollow snap, like wood splitting, bouncing off the walls of a banquet room I'd paid for twice already. My vision jolted to the side. Warm metal flooded my tongue. Around me, nearly 40 people stopped breathing for half a second, then leaned forward as if a show had begun. My mother let out a laugh that carried no shock, only delight. My older sister tapped her glass and smirked. My father's hand lingered in the air, fingers curled, satisfied. I stayed upright. I said nothing. I tasted blood and counted doors. In that instant, I understood something clearly for the first time. Whatever role they had assigned me in this family, it was never the one I actually played. 4 years, I thought devotion was something you proved by endurance, by paying expenses that weren't yours, by smoothing over disasters you didn't create. I paid mortgages that weren't in my name. I erased credit card balances my sister joked about. I drafted apologies my parents recited without believing. They called me reliable. What they meant was useful. Every holiday crisis, every late-night call that began with, "We just need a little help," I showed up. I passed on opportunities so I could stay close. I rerouted money through polite excuses so my father could keep his image intact and my mother could maintain her standing. I convinced myself blood ties were a long-term investment. I didn't realize they saw me as a cash-out option. The night everything fractured was meant to celebrate my sister's engagement. A toast was planned. 40 guests filled the room. I'd covered the venue, again. When my father stumbled into the microphone and accused me of never appreciating what I'd been given, I corrected him gently. I mentioned the outstanding loan he'd promised to repay. I used the word responsibility. That was enough. The room tilted. His fist connected. Laughter rippled. Someone even applauded. Something old and faithful inside me shut down without protest. I wiped my mouth with my sleeve and nodded once. Silence often masquerades as weakness, and I let them believe it. I didn't go back to the house that night. I sat in my car instead, engine off, hands steady. Anger would have been easy. I didn't need it. I needed precision. I made 3 calls. The first was to a lawyer who still owed me a favor. We spoke in shorthand, dates, documents, next steps. He already had copies. I'd asked him to safeguard them months earlier, just in case. He asked if I was certain. I said I was. The second call went to a senior officer at a bank my father trusted implicitly. I didn't accuse anyone. I verified details, accounts, signatures, irregular patterns. The kind of conversation that ends with a pause and a promise to review. The third call took longer. A reporter known for quiet, meticulous investigations. I didn't ask him to destroy anyone. I offered records, years of them, organized, lawful, undeniable. He listened carefully. He always did. That night, I slept better than I had in weeks. The fallout came slowly. No dramatic explosion, just steady erosion. My father's accounts were frozen first. Temporary, they said. Then came inquiries. Then subpoenas. The charity he'd chaired in name only became radioactive. Donors disappeared. Board members resigned with rehearsed politeness. My mother's calendar emptied. Invitations stopped. The easy laughter she wore like jewelry vanished once her name appeared beside his in an article that used phrases like systematic misuse and long-term pattern. My sister's engagement ended quietly. Her fiancé didn't appreciate surprises, especially financial ones, especially after discovering my signature attached to debts she'd hidden. She left the ring on the kitchen counter and took the dog. They asked me to meet them. Neutral ground. A cafe wrapped in glass and awkward sunlight. My father looked smaller somehow. My mother stared into her cup. My sister studied her hands. Finally, my father spoke. "Why are you doing this?" I took a sip of coffee. "I didn't do anything." "That's not true," my sister snapped, then stopped when he flinched. I leaned in, voice even. "I warned you. I kept records. You chose spectacle. I chose consequences. My mother whispered, "We're your family." I smiled, but there was no warmth in it. Family doesn't strike you. Family doesn't laugh when it happens. My father's hands trembled. "You could still fix this." I stood up. I already did. As I walked out, I felt the shift. The moment understanding finally landed. I was never the backup plan or the open wallet or the quiet repairman. I was the structure they leaned on without acknowledging it. I didn't destroy their lives. I stopped shielding the falsehoods that were destroying them on their own. That distinction will always escape them. Justice doesn't shout. It keeps records. It waits. It moves only when the numbers add up. The bruise faded. The distance did not. And the last lesson stayed with me. When patience is mistaken for permission, there's no warning. One day, you simply wake up beneath the wreckage, realizing who had been holding everything together all along.